Hey BookTube, welcome back to Read Becca. So it's been a pretty strange week. We got snow this past Wednesday out of pretty much nowhere. Now forecast, it's looking like for next Wednesday is going to be almost 90 degrees. So we had an odd spring, winter, and now summer in a week period. So that has been interesting. My dog is recovering from surgery and he's doing well. Unfortunately, we did get the pathology back and it was not entirely benign, but everything according to my vet is looking good and seems like we got as much as possible, potentially got everything, so it's kind of just a wait and see, keep an eye on it sort of situation. But my dog is a senior guy, and unfortunately that is what happens when they get older. We have these kind of bits and bobs on their body and just have to keep taking good care of them. So he's doing pretty well, not enjoying his cone though at all. Having trouble keeping him away from trying to chew his leg, because that is where the surgery took place. So we will be giving him lots of extra treats. Otherwise, in reading, I had a great reading week. I finished up This Is How You Lose the Time War on audio, and it was fabulous the second time around. I think using the audio, I actually got a really much better sense of the plot, more narrative and linear to me than in the first time I read it in print, where it kind of came off much more abstract. So really enjoyed that one. I also read the new short story from the Murderbot universe, A Home, Habitat, Range, Niche, I don't remember the last word. Look up home. So it is a short story that takes place shortly after Exit Strategy, the fourth novella. So I can't really tell you anything about it, and it's so short I wouldn't want to because it would kind of spoil it. There's not too much to it, but it does take place from the perspective of Dr. Mensah, and that is interesting because I think that is the only outside POV that we've had in that universe, other than Murderbot. So that kind of gives us a view of Murderbot from another character. So I found that really interesting. It amounts to about a end credit scene after the novella series, so do with that what you will. Then I started the Dewey's Readathon this weekend and really enjoyed it. I played around with the idea of vlogging and kind of decided not to, because right now for me editing is still the biggest thing that stops me from doing videos. Oh, and there's Rue. Hi Rue, what are you doing, buddy? So I decided to just do short, quick, off the cuff 1 to 2 minute catch-ups, and I think that worked really well, and I'm getting a lot more comfortable with just sitting down and kind of filming and feeling a lot more natural at it. So hopefully that is improving for the couple of you that are watching. What else? I think that's it on catching up as far as actual reading. The reading that I did at the Dewey's Readathon. I have all those check-in videos that I mentioned, but overall I did finish a little bit more than my final check-in. I think I read 98 pages of Winter's Orbit to complete out that book. That was a great book. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I don't think it is, groundbreaking literature, but it was so very good and enjoyable to read. The entertainment factor really took it through the roof for me. It ended up being the perfect thing at the perfect time, and I think it did a fantastic job transitioning from a web series to a novel. The editing was on point. So I think that one is one to check out if you really like space opera and romance. It does have some of the genre romance tropes to it, but I think with the plot, it's much more politically focused. So it's about 50-50 with the politics and the romance, as opposed to being dominated by romance. So really enjoyed that one. Then I also picked up the Aeronaut's Windlass on both audio and in print. And I'm still continuing on with that one, but I managed to finish about 60 pages total in that one. And then Sorrowland, my current read on ARC, an e-arc for the upcoming release from River Solomon. I was so excited for this one, and it's completely living up to the hype. River Solomon is definitely one of my favorite authors now of all time. I would be very surprised if this is not a 5-star read for me, as all of their previous works have been. So it is kind of a gothic, is one of the descriptors used. Not quite horror, but very atmospheric book about a girl who is pregnant and has left a commune, but it's more of a cult that is a Black nationalist group, and has escaped and is living in the woods while she is pregnant and just giving birth at the start of the book. So I'm through the first chunk and just started into part 2, and the whole first section, she is living in the woods with these babies that she's given birth to. And now section 2, she is now realizing that she can't necessarily live in the woods forever. So she's dealing with that. So I'm loving the writing there. It is absolutely stunning. I think probably the best prose from Solomon that I have seen. So looking forward to continuing to read that. I want to get out a full review of that one before its release date, so look forward to that in early May. I think that's it for me today. I'm looking forward to this coming week being a little bit warmer and getting outside. It is nice and sunny out today, so I'm hoping to get out for some walking and continuing to read the Aeronaut's Windlass. Upcoming in terms of videos, so I started pulling out books in order to get ready for our fantasy bingo plans and recommendations, and as soon as I started piling those up, Rick McDonnell announced the second booktube spin. So I'm going to try to get that one done today, because that has a deadline of the end of this coming week before he's going to do the actual spin. So we'll see what I can do. It's going to require just a load of books. I don't know how you guys all do it, having piles of books around your house, but I will hopefully get those piles out and then put away shortly. So that's it for me. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and hopefully you as well will have some nice summery weather here coming up. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.